Hi. In this group of critiques, I'm going to talk about Jessica's Mercedes, Douglas's, Christopher's, and Michaela's work. Hi, Jessica. I think you've done a fantastic job on your shipper. It looks quite professional. The graphics are a standout on this one. You have a good product identity. The backboard is very interesting. The words themselves, the graphics themselves are big, which is fantastic. So a few big graphics are better than a bunch of tiny graphics. A couple areas that I think can be improved is the sides and the front still look a little boxy. So an angle or some kind of cutouts there would be helpful. Although you have the name very big on the front panel, I also think that it could be used again on the back panel, and that way you can reinforce the product's name not just through image but also through type. Beyond that, I just think it's really nicely well done. Very professional looking, fantastic craftsmanship. The form that you have for the backboard, I think, is just spectacular. It really is eye-catching. So, good work, good work. It really makes me happy to see this level of production. Hi, Mercedes. I really like the simplicity of your solution here. One of my favorite things is the repetition and variation of the circle motif. It is in both the form of the suckers themselves and then in the spotted balls that you have on the sides, and then finally through the backboard, the big pink circle that you have for the backboard. And so those that repetition and variation really give your design cohesiveness and gives it an identity that's very strong. A couple other things that I like about it quite a lot. The round shape, the half circle cutout in the backboard, I think draws attention to it, makes it seem not just like an open box, and that is again reinforced in the front, in that kind of dip in the front panel. That die cut there really makes it seem much more than a cardboard tray, and helps transform what is basically a shipping box into a display. So I think it works really well. The one thing that I would have liked to have seen is more product in it, because I think that repetition of those circular shapes is very strong, and to see how that really plays out with the product would have been helpful. But beyond that, I think you've done a very good job here. Hi, Douglas. I think you have a fantastically interesting solution here. As you note in your critique of your own work, I think that the craftsmanship is still a little rough and ready, and I agree with that. I think that that is the downside of your solution, is that it looks like the next to final model rather than the final. That said, there are things about it that I like quite a lot, and one of those is the flames that you have going over the for the backboard in the panel that separates the two compartments. I do like the shape and the color. They're not quite cliche, but the shape and the color, I think, work well for you. They stay away from being cliche, in that they're not kind of red, orange, yellow as flames are typically rendered, and their shape is a little not as exaggerated as I usually see. I also like that they are in the kind of brown red color that one associates with cinnamon, and that makes them very relevant to your product. The other things that I like are the size of the orbit on the side. I think that it's big, but not too big. It seems really well sized. And the way that you've used gradients in your graphics, and that they're not all the same going in the same direction, but that they the gradients change direction depending on which panel you're looking at, and that gives the display some visual diversity, and that makes it interesting from looking at it from different angles. So although it's a little rough, I think you've done a good job here. And still my concern is that the logo type looks like it's stuck onto the package rather than incorporated into your graphic solution. And that is really the only drawback that I see in it at this time is that was never resolved. I think I might have mentioned last time that the sides could have more interesting shape than the rectangles that they are, the sides and the front, and that the interior of the box could have some kind of color or graphic into it that doesn't make it as stark as it is. But my real sticking point here is the rawness of the graphics. The strong point, again, and I think I said this last time, is the cutout for the volcano in the back, and I think that is very eye-catching and would really draw attention. And finally, it would have been good to have put some product into your shots so we could see how it actually functions and operates. But good start, good general concept. It just needs to be basically refined. You have a very well-crafted solution here, Michaela. My favorite parts, and then I think it's also other students' favorite parts, are the graphics on the side. I really like the look of scanned-in packages of M&Ms. It is very effective, and I like that it occupies the entire side panels and front panel. The back panel is also interesting in its graphics. The big M&M and again the M&M logo repeated really helps tie the display into the product. It has very strong identity. The couple of things that I think could be improved, first is the back panel itself. I think that if you would have gotten the M&M character cut out, kind of a die-cut look in the back panel where he's not on a rectangle, but the shape of the back panel is the M&M itself. I think that would have been very effective, and for some reason I think that was part of your solution initially. And the second thing is it would have been fun to see it full of product and see how it operates, and I think that would have drawn a little bit more attention to the stark whiteness of the interior of the box, which I think could have been a brown or a yellow or some other color from your color schemes. But beyond that, I think that it's a very effective solution that just has a couple of places where it could have been improved. So strong work.